Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're going to explore what happens when a child shouts, "Dad Alex," and a stranger's name is already written into his school records. The preschool gate still held the afternoon heat. Kids shouted, sandals slapped tile. Henry heard the familiar break and spun around. "Dad Alex," he yelled, already running. Alex smiled, then his phone lit up with a message that wasn't from work. Nice timing. Same school as last week. A second vibration followed, this time from the factory group chat. Orders, meetings, numbers that never stopped moving. Alex killed the sound with his thumb and forced his face back into a smile. He could still smell cut wood on his hands, even here, even beside the swings. His grip tightened on the keys. Mrs. Lan stepped out beside him, calm as ever. A small toy car sat in his palm, bright against the dusty day. "Thought I'd stop by," Mrs. Lan said, "for the little man." Henry grabbed it with both hands like it was treasure. "Uncle Lan!" he shouted, and the word landed heavier than it should have. Tu Na came through the gate a step behind. She saw Mrs. Lan. She didn't show surprise, but her face went still, like a door that didn't fully close. Mrs. Lan crouched to Henry's height. "Were you good today?" Henry puffed his chest. "I can line up," he said. "I can wait." Alex watched his son's mouth form each careful word, watched the teacher nod, watched Tu Na keep her eyes on Henry, not on the adults. A laugh rose from the playground. It should have softened the moment. Instead, it made the wrong message feel louder. Mrs. Lan stood and spoke low, only for Alex. "Keep this rhythm," he said. "Work can climb, but family is the root." Alex nodded once, because he didn't trust his voice. He slipped the phone into his pocket, like hiding it could change what it meant. And as Henry ran back to the slides, Alex realized someone knew exactly where his peace lived. They walked Henry to the corner of the yard where the little chairs were stacked. The teacher waved, already turning back to the other children. Tu Na took the toy car from Henry for a second, not to control it, to check it the way mothers check everything without meaning to. Mrs. Lan laughed lightly. "Careful," he said. "He'll think you don't trust me." Tu Na handed it back. "I trust what I can see." Alex felt the message in his pocket like heat. Mrs. Lan stayed close for a casual visit. He talked about shipment schedules, about a partner who wanted certainty before Monday. His phone chimed. The screen flashed a name Alex knew, one of the partner's reps. Mrs. Lan silenced it fast, like it was nothing. "A clock," Alex said. Mrs. Lan nodded. "They don't like pauses." Tu Na watched Henry run to the slide. Then she asked, almost casually, "Why does Henry know you as Uncle Lan?" Mrs. Lan didn't blink. "We met once," he said, "at the gate. I brought paperwork for Alex." Alex's stomach tightened. He had told Tu Na he kept work out of the yard now. Tu Na didn't argue. She only asked, "When?" Mrs. Lan glanced at Alex first, a silent habit. Alex answered before the quiet grew teeth. "2 weeks ago," he said. "You were at the market." Henry ran back, breathless. "Look, my car has a number," he said, flipping it over. A tiny sticker, a printed code. Mrs. Lan's hand moved too fast, covering it. "Just a store label," he said. Henry frowned, confused by the adult speed. "And Uncle Lan came this morning too," he added, innocent. "He asked me what I drew." Henry pointed toward the classroom wall. He took a picture and said, "For your dad." Alex felt his skin go cold. Mrs. Lan's face didn't change, but his eyes sharpened. "I didn't," Mrs. Lan said too quick. Tu Na's voice stayed calm, but it cut. "Then why is my son saying it?" Mrs. Lan smiled again, forcing lightness. "Kids mix days," he said. "They mix faces." But Alex knew Henry didn't mix people. Henry memorized names like he was counting love. Alex turned slightly so Henry wouldn't catch his tone. "Where did you get it, Mrs. Lan?" Mrs. Lan's smile held. From my car. I keep toys for my nephew. Tu Na brushed Henry's hair back. Her eyes stayed on Mrs. Lan's hand, on his clean nails, on the factory dust that didn't belong at a school. Alex's phone lit again inside his pocket. Don't switch schools. That would be messy. Mrs. Lan leaned in, voice low. If you're trying to protect them, he said, don't make sudden moves. Tu Na straightened. Protect us from what? Mrs. Lan answered with a soft voice and a hard meaning. From people who don't understand family. Alex tasted the lie, because the only people who knew their routine right now were people from work. The bell rang, calling children back inside. Henry ran with the toy car tucked to his chest. Tu Na stayed at the gate with Alex. Mrs. Lan lingered nearby, polite enough to look harmless. The teacher, Ms. Han, stepped out. Henry is settling in, she said. He's brave. Then her voice lowered. Just one thing. This morning someone came early. Who? Tu Na asked. Ms. Han hesitated. A man, she said. He said he worked with Alex. He brought forms. Mrs. Lan's name sat in the air without being spoken. He asked to update Henry's contact list. Ms. Han continued. Emergency contact. Tu Na's fingers went cold. I didn't ask anyone to do that. Alex felt his chest drop. He looked at Mr. Lan. Mrs. Lan watched the yard like he was admiring it. Ms. Han glanced between them. He had Henry's full name, she said. Your address. He knew the pickup routine. He even had a copy of Alex's business card, she added, embarrassed. So I didn't question it. Alex's voice came out tight. Did he take anything else? Ms. Han frowned, searching her memory. He took a photo of Henry's drawing, she said. He said it was for you. And he asked which days Henry has the late play session, she added. I told him, she admitted, quieter, because he said he was helping your schedule. Tu Na's face didn't change. Her breathing stayed slow, like she was holding back a storm, but her knuckles whitened on the strap of her bag. Tu Na's voice stayed even. Did you change it? The teacher nodded, uneasy now. I added his number under family support. He insisted you approved. Tu Na didn't shout. She didn't cry. She just said, fix it. Ms. Han's eyes slid toward the office. It's filed, she whispered. A revision takes time. Alex's phone lit in his pocket again. One line. Good. Now we can reach you faster. The air turned heavy, because the threat wasn't outside the gate anymore. If Mrs. Lan could write himself into Henry's name once, what would stop him from doing it again tomorrow? They didn't talk on the drive back. Henry hummed in the back seat, rolling the toy car along his knee. At the wooden house, Tu Na washed Henry's hands. Alex's mother appeared at the bamboo fence like she'd been waiting. No greeting, just eyes. Mr. Lan's car stopped outside. He stepped in with that relaxed smile, like this was normal. Alex met him in the yard, not in front of Henry. Mr. Lan's gaze slid to the window where Henry's shadow moved. Then speak. They stood by the fence where road noise swallowed words. Tu Na came close enough to hear. Alex kept his voice low. You told the school you had my approval. Mr. Lan didn't deny it. You wanted things smooth, he replied. I made it smooth. That's not help, Tu Na said. Help doesn't put our child on your paperwork, she added. Help asks first. Mr. Lan's eyes stayed on Alex, not on her. Alex showed the messages. Same school as last week. Don't switch schools. Mr. Lan dropped the smile. You're acting like you don't understand. By who? Alex asked. Money doesn't sleep, Mr. Lan said. Partners don't like pauses. Alex's mother cut in, quiet and sharp. And you don't like telling the whole truth. Alex flinched. Tu Na didn't look away. Did you tell him Henry's schedule? Tu Na asked, still quiet. Alex's silence answered before his mouth did. He had sent Mr. Lan a photo of the class board once, thinking it was harmless, thinking it was only logistics. Mr. Lan leaned into it. "You called me the night you were trapped at the factory," he said. "You said, if anything happens, you call me first. You gave me the gate code," he added, "so I could check the yard." Tu Na turned slowly. "Gate code. It was for safety," Alex said too fast. "I was trying to keep you calm." Tu Na's voice stayed level. "So you made him family support long before today?" Alex's mother's voice turned colder. "You traded privacy for convenience," she said, "and now convenience is charging interest." Mr. Lan didn't argue. He just watched Alex like a man watching a debt come due. Mr. Lan's phone lit. Partner rep. He answered on speaker without asking. "Alex," the voice said, "10 p.m. tonight. Confirmation." A pause, colder. "And we heard you're making personal adjustments." "I'll call you back," Alex said. "No," the voice replied. "We're not paying for delays. If you can't keep your home stable, we move the volume elsewhere." Mr. Lan ended the call, one tap, clean. Then he faced Alex. "Here's the choice," he said. "You sign tonight. I handle them. We keep the jobs. And I keep trouble away from your gate." Tu Na's eyes narrowed. "And if we sign," she asked, "what do we owe you tomorrow?" Mr. Lan's answer was soft. "You owe silence," he said. "You owe routine." Tu Na stepped forward. "Or we refuse," she said, "and they punish you through the factory." She looked at Alex, not Mr. Lan. "And either way, Henry's name is already in their hands." Alex felt the weight of both options. Work collapsing, family exposed, his palms slick on the phone. And he realized there wasn't a safe choice, only two different ways to lose something. That night, Henry fell asleep clutching the toy car. Tu Na tried to take it from his hand. He held tighter in his sleep, like even dreams needed something to grip. Alex sat at the table with his phone face down. 10 p.m. sat on the clock like a knife. Tu Na spoke first. "I want to see the messages." Alex's throat tightened. He stared at the wood grain like it could give him a third option. "Alex," Tu Na said again, "show me." He slid it across the table, not the whole thread, just enough to look like cooperation. He stopped with his thumb before the earlier messages opened. Tu Na noticed. "You're still choosing what I'm allowed to know." "I'm trying to keep you from shaking," Alex said. "And I'm trying to stop living inside your decisions," Tu Na replied. His mother's eyes didn't leave him. "It's not the deal," she said. "It's the habit." She looked toward the bamboo fence as if she could see Mr. Lan through wood and night. "Men like him don't arrive alone," she added. "They arrive with permission." Alex saw the factory in his mind. Workers lining up for wages, families counting on him. He saw how fast one report could become a scandal, how fast a rumor could kill orders, and he hated himself for weighing wages against his child's safety. Tu Na reached for Henry's school folder on the shelf. "We tell the teacher first thing, we remove his number." Alex took the folder from her, a small refusal, a small betrayal. "Why?" Tu Na asked. Alex's mouth went dry. "Because if we make noise," he said, "they make noise back. And they know where we live." Tu Na set her cup down carefully. Her hand hovered near her belly. "I can carry fear," she said, "but not if you carry it alone and call it love." His phone lit again. No caller ID, just a text. "Choose." Alex didn't answer. Not yet. But when he looked at Henry sleeping, he knew the hidden cost wasn't just what he signed. It was what he was becoming while he delayed. 9:57. The house was quiet enough to hear the insects. Henry breathed slow in the next room. The toy car sat on the floor where it had slipped from his hand. Alex stood by the bamboo fence with his phone. Tu Na watched from the doorway. She didn't beg. That scared him more than anger. "You're going," she said. "I have to speak," Alex replied. "If I don't, they'll come closer." His mother stepped beside him, eyes on the road. "Speak," she said, "but don't sell your child's name again." The digits rolled to 10 da. The partner rep called immediately. Alex answered. He listened, jaw tight. He said yes to some things and no to others, just enough to keep the door from slamming shut. When the call ended, Alex didn't look relieved. He looked marked. "What did you promise?" Tuna asked. Alex opened his mouth, then closed it. A pause long enough to admit he was still filtering the truth. "I promised time," he said. "Not peace. Time." He bent and picked up Henry's toy car. The sticker on the bottom was gone. In its place, a faint scrape, a headlight glow slid across the bamboo. Not loud, just present. Alex's phone buzzed. "Good, step outside." Tuna's eyes widened, just a fraction. Alex looked back toward the bedroom door, toward Henry's small shape in the dim. Then he slipped the gate latch open, slow, because someone had already learned the rhythm of their home. In the dark beyond the bamboo fence, a car door closed softly.